Welcome back to Wealth Geniuses. Nate here, and we are going to continue off from where we left off yesterday about the Milken Conference. There's just a few action items that I had to cover and update you guys with before moving on to the topics today. But the topics we'll go over today will be the Milken Conference, and then we'll get into the panelists. I didn't actually dive into the panelists that'll be there and their net worth. So we'll get into that. I know we spoke about Dave McKay and his 26 million payout, but that was just from last year. We'll also get into his net worth. And then today, Rumble announced their Q2 earnings, so we'll look into that as well as Chris Pavlovski's net worth. I know we've covered him in the past. And then there is a show that I'm really into called Market Monday. It comes on Mondays. The guys just came back from InvestFest. Definitely want to do a little reaction to their show. And kind of pretty much formulate what we're trying to do on this platform as well, which is kind of similar to those guys. And then if we have some time, we'll get into news. If I don't get into everything, then we'll continue on tomorrow. But I will get as much as I can today, starting off with the Milken Institution or the Milken Institute Conference. That's happening on September 14th at the Park Hyatt Hotel in Toronto. So far, I did my research. Doesn't look like there's a fee for it. So I think I'll just email whoever the coordinator is just to double check one last time. But I did some research, don't see any pricing, don't see any availability to buy tickets. So I will keep you posted on that because it does look like an interesting event to attend and just see the minds of these execs, maybe ask a few questions on behalf of Wealth Geniuses. Or you can just go there and see what's going on. It looks like the whole concept is about advanced technology. Looks like there'll be some AI stuff, some research that Milken comes up with, and some of the feedback coming from these execs as they impact their finance. So one of the execs will be Dave McKay, who is the CEO of RBC. So we did check out his payout of the 26 million in I believe last fiscal year. But we did not go into what this guy brings home. So it looks like he's worth about 60 million to 137 million. Of course, these are all estimated. We don't really know what he has, outside of the surface level. So I would anticipate RBC stocks would make up a lump sum of that. He might have investments outside of RBC plus his payout as well. So he's up there, and he's been with RBC for, I think it was 14 years. And then he had a big payout of about 26 million, give or take, last fiscal year. So that's what he's sitting on. And then there was a Raymond Chun, who is now the new CEO of TD. They only have him at 2.25 million. I think he took over in 2025 based off the research that I'm seeing here. So, he may have had another C-suite role before that, or maybe VP, president, or director. I can definitely look into his story, but I'll keep an eye on him as well, as he's the front guy for TD. And then another panelist from the show, or not the show, the conference, is Judy Goldring, who's president and chief executive officer of AGF Management Limited. I believe from what I looked into, AGF is, they do, actually let's just look into this so that we're 100% sure. Let's not guess when we have technology at our fingertips. So her name was Judy Goldring. We'll get into her net worth. So she's at 16 million. Again, these are estimates. We don't know the exact unless they flat out say, this is what I'm worth. You'll never really know, but it gives you a ballpark figure of where they're at based off maybe investments that have been known public, or payouts that have been made public and things like that. So AGF Limited, it is a Canadian company, and it looks like it says AGF, the most important asset is our people, our employees. So this is just the people of the execs here who runs the show. but let's find out AG. I think it has to do with capitals and assets, but let me just be 100% sure. Okay, so AGF brings a disciplined approach. Okay. So it was founded in 1957. AGF Management Limited is an independent and globally diverse asset management firm. Our companies deliver excellence in investing in the public and private markets through three distinct business lines: AGF Investments, AGF Capital Partners, and AGF Private Wealth. So if you want to know more about AGF and what they're up to, let me know. But front running that is CEO Judy Goldring. I may have gotten that wrong. I want to be 100% sure, guys. Goldring, got it. We went through Dave McKay already. Next is John McKenzie, Chief Executive Officer of TMX Group. Not too sure. I think, no, that's TJX, which is I think they own Winners, but let's see who TMX Group is. TMX Group operates leading global exchange that offer companies at various stages of growth with access to equity, capital, and full service corporate solutions. So it's a financial institution. It's here on Adelaide, in Toronto as well. And then the CEO based off that is John McKenzie. So let's see if we'll get some info on John's net worth. John McKenzie. There he is, TMX. He's a handsome guy there. And 6.09 million. She's not at the top right now. If we're going based off the numbers we've seen so far, Dave looks like he's the top guy when it comes to net worth. But 6.09 million is not something to sneeze at. So if you want to know about his journey as well, I can also make a separate video of that, but I will definitely add him on the Wealth Genius list. Mostly millionaires and billionaires that we're looking into, or movers and shakers that are educating on financial wealth or literacy are the guys that we'll be covering on this channel. And then we have Tony Manella of Eldridge Capital Management. So let's see, I haven't heard of any of these. They're not the top 5 banks. I haven't really looked into it, but this is what this platform is for, to look into these things as well. So Eldridge Industries, a new asset manager and insurance holding company with over 70 billion in assets under management, AUM. In terms of location, let's see the contact. So it looks like this is a US company. They have offices in New York, Topeka, Kansas, and I believe that is it. Okay, so we won't add him, but it looks like he'll be a special guest hailing from the States. I'm trying to see Tony Manella. Yeah, is co-founder and president of Eldridge. This is him. And yes, it looks like they are located in the States. So it looks like we'll have some Americans. It's not just all Canadians. Tony Manella is from the States and is Eldridge. So it looks like they handle assets under management. And then on the panel as well will be Jack Newmark, co-chief CEO of Fortress Investment Group. Haven't heard of those guys, but let's research that as well. So Fortress Investment Group Private Wealth Solutions seeks to deliver purpose-built, investor-oriented, and alternative investment solutions and resources to financial advisors. It's an American multi-manager investment firm based in New York City. So it looks like they're in New York. Again, if you want me to break down in plain language what exactly these guys do, let me know as well. But if you know already, I won't go into it. But some of this could be mumbo jumbo, especially if you're a beginner as well, trying to start up or enter the Wealth Genius, just to get clarity of what these things are. So definitely drop a comment, let me know. And then Jack Newmark, we won't cover him consistently since he is a US guy, but just for giggles and you know what, let's see if I can find out his net worth. I don't think we got Tony Manella, so I'll look into that as well. So his is on the hush hush. There's not much, no numbers coming up. Fortress manages 53 billion of assets as of August 2025. Doesn't show much, but it looks like this is Jack Newmark himself. He's on the hush, like I'm not getting anything. Just his company. RBC's McKay, Fortress, co-CEO of the joint. Okay, so they're just talking. So he's kind of a low profile. He's on LinkedIn, but again, he's from the States, so nothing there. And let's go back to Tony Manella. Tony Manella net worth. Same, these US guys keep things on the hush hush. Wow. So it looks like Canadians are more out there, but Anthony Di Manila, I don't know if this is the same guy. They have him at 3.4 billion. He is named Anthony Manila, Eldridge Capital, so it's Tony. He goes by Anthony, with over 70 billion in assets under management. It had a net income of 1.2 billion in 2023. Then Boelli's. So we don't really have any numbers popping up, but we know that his company has over 70 billion in assets under management. So it's not that they have, like, this is the money that they hold, but the money they're making off of that 70 billion is 1.2 billion. So it's like, if I'm watching, let's say, they own like a bank. If a bank, people are putting money in there, but that doesn't mean the money is theirs. It just means that they hold that amount of funds. But where they make money is usually off interest. But in regards to this capital management, I'd have to look further to see, or if anyone wants to comment, how these guys, if it's the interest or if they move money. Because how the bank works is you take money from, let's say a millionaire has 100,000 in their, or 100 million in their account, and then someone wants to buy a mortgage off of you from a bank. You would take, let's say the house is worth 200,000 and one account has $1 million in it. You're actually taking the 200,000 from that person's account that has $1 million and giving it to the lender or whoever needs it for their house. And then the interest you're getting off of it, you're making the money. But you also want to have flow, so that at any time, if that guy wants his 200,000 out, it better be there pretty much. So you always want to make sure you have enough flow of money so that when people want to take their money out, it's ready. That's why with banks, it's always easy to give them the money, but when you want to take it out, there's delays. They got to move things around. So I wonder how they manage money, if they just look into investments and things like that. But if you want me to look further into that, I'm not going to spend any time, since they are American. I want to keep us in our niche, which is Canadian. And then last but not least, David Steinbach of he's a global chief investment officer and managing partner for Heinz, not the ketchup brand. Let's see. I'm not familiar, so this might be another U.S. company. I put his title in there. Let me check. Limited to just Heinz. Heinz is a leading global real assets investment manager. So a lot of these, so the last three are asset managers. They're in Houston, Texas, so they're a states company, and it's not the CEO that'll be representing in this case, and they're also listed as a real estate company. So Heinz Interest Limited Partnership is an American privately held company that invests and develops real estate. As of 2023, the company has developed and redeveloped or acquired more than 1,600 properties comprising over 540 million square feet. Let's see. I think, so what was his role again? Was he a managing director, or let's go back to that. Global Chief Investment Officer, okay. And let's see if, I don't know if we'll get any numbers from him, but again, this is a Houston-based real estate-focused asset company. Looks like they invest in real estate. This is our boy, David Steinbach, Houston, Texas. This is, okay. And then I don't think we're gonna find net worth from any of these US guys. Yeah. He's on the up. During his tenure, Heinz has navigated multiple real estate cycles and grown from 13.6 billion to over 91.7 billion in AUM, assets under management. And that shows in his little blurb here for the Milken Institute. So people who know about assets under management will be on the panel. It looks like it's half US, so 1, 2, 3. Well, there's 3 guys from Canada, and then the other 4 are from the States. I don't know if we confirmed John McKenzie was, let's go back. TMX, was that Canadian or? Yes, they are. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 US. So it's fairly almost in the middle. Dave McKay was just added, so it was 3 and 3, but now there's more Canadian power on that. So I might even go to this. If not, I'm definitely going to look for the video. Hopefully they'll have a live stream or something of that sort so we can tune in and review it for those who can't make it. But I will double check on the if there's a ticket or anything like that, if there's a fee for this, and go from there. So the next thing on the agenda is Rumble Q2 earnings. I just got the email, and we know that Chris Pavlovski, a Canadian born, is the CEO of Rumble. So we'll go through the article here. Whether you watch, create, subscribe, or simply support Rumble, you've helped us continue to grow. So we want to share a quick thank you and update on how things are going. The short version is we're growing at a record pace, which also builds for the future. In the second quarter of 2026, Rum Group Inc. So that's frontlined by Chris Pavlovski. So Rumble is the platform, but we'll get into what the Rum Group is, but Rumble is under Rum Group. It's almost the same thing. As I said, the parent company of Rumble reported record revenue of 40.4 million, up 61% compared to last year. This growth was driven by core video expansion and our major acquisition of Northern Data. So Rumble is like, for those guys who are risque content creators, they end up on Rumble because YouTube has all the a lot of guardrails on what's allowed and what isn't. You can get banned for no reason if your content is kind of spicy or go against their terms and conditions. So a lot of people just end up going and moving their platinum. If it's good if you have an audience already to move over to Rumble and then freely broadcast as you see fit without any penalties. There are some, from what I've seen, Rumble doesn't let you do too much or let like have any huge parameters or secure like terms and conditions in comparison to YouTube. But you can't just do whatever the heck you want on. I'm sure there's some sort of guardrails to an extent, but they're more liberating than YouTube, and they're striving to be a competitor against YouTube. But YouTube is massive, so it's an uphill battle. But if you're the number 2 and making 40.4 million, you're up 61% from last year. You're doing something right. So great shout out to Chris and the Rumble team. And I'd like to see a Canadian team be, if not the number 1, a close second to YouTube in getting some of that market share. So moving on, Rumble's video business has also delivered its highest quarterly revenue ever at 30.3 million, up 21% year over year. Rum Group Inc. is initiating formal guidance beginning with the third quarter 2026 revenue outlook of 87% or 87 million to 93 million. And we're building for what comes next with the addition of Quake AI. So they acquired a company called Quake AI. So now Rum Group owns Rumble and Quake AI. I don't know. We'll keep reading, and if they don't bring it up, then I'll add some more context as to what Quake AI is and why this was a smart acquisition for Rumble. Rum Group Inc. now brings together Rumble's video platform with a growing AI and cloud infrastructure business. We're incredibly proud of how far we've come and grateful to the millions of you who continue to watch, create, build, and support Rumble. Thank you for being a part of it. We want to see our full earnings report and learn more about where Rum is heading. So they actually have a full report. I don't know why I went to the email. I had everything here loaded up, but we'll go through it. So the key highlights and key items: they closed acquisition of Northern Data AG on June 17, 2026, securing approximately 85.2% of Northern Data's outstanding shares. So they acquired Northern Data. I'm not too familiar with who they are, but we can look into that. Renamed parent company Rum Group Inc. and announced corporate realignment with 2 business units: Rumble, the company's video platform, and Quake AI, the cloud and AI infrastructure business, combining Rumble Cloud with Northern Data's GPU estate of roughly. So I think, okay, so Quake AI was probably renamed of the Northern, what was it called? Northern Data. And then they changed it to Quake AI. And they acquired their AI, like their data house, and they have, I think it was like 22,000 NVIDIA, yeah, there it goes, GPUs, which they can actually lend out to other AI companies to utilize. So as AI grows, there's a strong need for NVIDIA. That's why NVIDIA is probably number 1 in market share in the US, maybe worldwide right now. I'll have to double check that. But NVIDIA is a hot stock to get into because they're needed for AI. So as AI grows, NVIDIA continues to grow. Recorded quarterly revenue of 40.4 million, up 58% quarter over quarter and 61% year over year. Northern Data contributed 10.1 million from the date of acquisition. Record revenue of 30.3 million for a Rumble video business, up 19% QOQ and 21% year over year. With the close of the acquisition of Northern Data provide greater visibility and insight, the company is initiating a formal guidance beginning with revenue outlook for the third quarter of 2026 of 87 million. So they're anticipating to make in the next quarter, Q3, 87 to 93 million. Is that just for that quarter, or is that year to date by then? Guys, beginning with revenue outlook for the third quarter. So I'd have to double check on that. Quake AI now has approximately 250 megawatts of unmonetized capacity targeted for 2027, which we believe represents a 3 billion plus annual run rate opportunity. So they anticipate to make 3 billion off that Quake AI acquisition. So they signed a multi-year agreement with Together AI to deploy NVIDIA HGX B300 GPU cloud capacity. Quake AI continues to have strong performance and demand for the existing GPU, with utilization of approximately 85% for the quarter. Again, Chris Pavlovski, founder and CEO of Rum Group Inc., commented, "This was a transformational quarter for our company. On June 17th, we closed our acquisition of Northern Data and renamed our parent company Rum Group Inc., establishing two synergistic business units, Rumble, our video platform, and Quake AI, our new cloud and AI infrastructure business. Revenue grew 61%. So this was just a few months ago that they acquired it, and I don't know how much that contributed in the short span to the money that they made in Q2. But maybe they're looking, because I think it said something about 2027. They anticipate it'll make 3 billion. But I wonder if it's made anything since June till now of August 11th. Revenue grew 61% year over year, 40.4 million, marking another all-time record. So this is a record revenue for Rumble. And new multi-year agreement with Together AI, 250 megawatts of targeted 2027 power, which we believe represents a 3 billion plus annual run rate opportunity. So what exactly does 3 billion, do they mean? Let me look that up. Represents a 3 billion plus run rate opportunity. So this is what you have me for, to clarify. I don't like, if I don't understand anything, I'm not going to pretend that I do. So I want to know, what does that mean? And so a 3 billion plus annual run rate opportunity means the company estimates that the opportunity could, okay, so it's what I thought, generate more than 3 billion in revenue per year once fully. Okay, so it's not just at that year it'll earn 3 billion. They think per year it could make over 3 billion just off the AI. Okay. Group is uniquely positioned to power the coming robotic and agentic AI era, combining scaled AI compute with the trove of Rumble's video data and creator community that today's neo cloud simply don't have. 2026, they almost doubled. In 2025, they made 25, just a little. The year isn't over either. 25, the 3 months ended June 30th. So I wonder if this is where they were at in Q2 last year, or where they were at for the year end. Let's see. For year over year, it might have been from last Q2. Okay. Increased by 50. All right, so I won't spend too much time on this, but if you want me to deep dive on anything here or have any questions, let me know. Drop a comment and we can revisit this. Or if you want a separate video just going into some of the numbers here. But Chris has built a good platform from what I've seen so far. He has some big wigs on his platform. I think academics, fresh and fit, I forgot his name. Not Don Bond. I think he was on it before he was doing politics, and I forgot who else, but they do have some big guys on their platform, and the payout, from what I'm hearing, is quite decent. I don't know if it's as good as the YouTube payout, but they have more freedom on that platform, and I like the fact that it's from Chris Pavlovski. So let's check into this guy, the big chief on campus, what his net worth is. 1.3 to 1.45 billion. I'm gonna assume that's USD as well. Billionaire. He is a billionaire. I think he's from Montreal. I could be wrong, but I don't know if he still lives there. Let's see, how old is this guy? 41 years old. Young man. If we go to his wiki, founder. Oh, he's from Toronto, or he went to University of Toronto in Mississauga. He grew up in Toronto. Canadian by birth and of Macedonian descent. He serves on the board of Macedonia 2025, a nonprofit organization. He is a critic. He's a critic of internet censorship 2024. Founder in France as Redline. Let's see. So billionaire off the platform. So tells you, man, just some of the people you don't know are billionaires and Canadian too. So definitely would love to have a chat with Chris on his journey. What made him get into this competitive business of Rumble. And there he is with Elon Musk and Donald Trump. It looks like he's with Donald Trump here at a event. Looks like he's usually a boxing event. But yeah, man, Chris, good job. Chris is making millions and just adds more to his portfolio. He made about 40 million, I think, last year. Around this time, he was at 25. So the company is growing. So good kudos to Chris Pavlovski, 41 years of age, estimated 1.4 to 1.6 billion net worth. Who knows what else he owns. All right, so I am in for a few minutes, but what I'll do is I will go over the latest video from EYL, Earn Your Leisure, that came out on Monday with Ian Dunlap, Rashad Bilal, and Troy Millings. Troy Millings. Let me make sure I got the boy's name right. These guys do some good work on making, Troy Millings, making financial literacy digestible, but they're very US based, or they are US based. So when it comes to Canadians, some of the stuff that, like the guests they have and some of the tips that they have only apply to Americans, but there's some stuff you can kind of transfer over to Canadian. But we'll go through, especially like some of the stocks as a Canadian platform. If you go to like Wealthsimple or some trading platforms, Questrade, you'll see some of the companies that they're talking about that are available on the trading platforms. And Ian Dunlap gives you some good Ian Dunlap will give you some tips on when to get in, when to get out. So I usually watch this and like getting some of the information that they give you, especially when it comes to investing. So we'll review their latest video. Came out on Monday. I'll try reviewing this. I'll do it in fast speed and try to skim through this. I could barely hear here. Okay, so I'll go through this in the intro. I can barely hear what's going on here. Okay, let's get through the intro. Yeah, so they had InvestFest, I believe it was last weekend or last week in Atlanta. So it's like a conference just like the Milken, but a little different, where they actually have some, I think Serena Williams was there. They had a black tie event. They had vendors, food vendors. They had like an opportunity for kids to attend. They had panelists. I believe Morgan and Morgan was there. The CEO or the I think it's John Morgan was in attendance. Steve Harvey, Jim Jones. So it's like an urban tech finance wealth building summit. They do it every year, I think, around this time. And I think this one was their best one. And good kudos to these guys. These guys are doing some great things, historical things as well. So let's move past it. They just pretty much talk about the event. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I actually want to thoroughly go through this and watch it with you guys and get some notes as well. So I'll do this another day. I can't really hear what they're saying, and I want to be able to hear exactly what they're saying. So what I'll do is most likely tomorrow, if nothing pops up in the news that's critical to talk about, or depending on the time frame I have, then I'll go over the video. It is a 2-hour video, so I don't know if we'll have time to do all that, but I'll try and do it at 2 speed. But I actually want to hear exactly what they're saying, and then I can always skim through the stuff that isn't relevant and just go over the content here. They talk about stock prices. As you can see in the agenda there, it says like their trading tip of the week, InvestFest recap. So if you want to go for next year, they'll let you know what kind of happened this year. They talk about NVIDIA, how long can tech lead, S&P 500 and VOO core strategy, Micron and Drum versus SanDisk, or Micron versus Drum versus SanDisk, getting family to start investing, SpaceX, the new Tesla trade, and then the year-end S&P 500 target. So it's a lengthy conversation, but very educational, and that's something I want on. If I could have my own Ian Dunlap, that would be a dream come true, where every Monday, Tuesday, whatever, trading Tuesdays, I pretty much go back and forth with someone who's has a proven record that is very knowledgeable in trading, and then we go back each week, get some prices that we can hand out or educate, trading techniques, investment strategies and things like that, with a good person who knows their in and outs, not just on US but Canadian stocks, that know ETFs and things like that. That would be amazing. So if you are that person, for sure, definitely, I have a opportunity on Wealth Geniuses where we can grow a foundation together and utilize your skill set. So definitely reach out to me. Instagram, Wealth Geniuses, and I'll get back to you. Definitely want to see your track record. I'll probably ask you a few questions just to make sure you're not just talking, like you actually know exactly what you're doing. And then it's also a trading opportunity to educate people like myself and others in Canada as well on how to trade and how to invest long term. But that is it for me today. I did really want to go into the EYL video But what I'll do is I'll figure out, I'm still setting up things, so I really want to get my laptop up and running, or my computer up and running, so I can actually just put it on the screen. I forgot what platform it is that I can just connect and then share my screen on the laptop so that I can hear the stuff that's being played and do things in real time, opposed to going off my phone. So again, guys, thanks again. A 40-minute video. I could go on for hours, but that is it for today. So we covered the Milken event. We went over the net worths. We went over the Rumble news on their Q2 earnings and Chris Pavlovski's net worth. And then we tried to do the Money Monday or Market Mondays with EYL review reaction. But I'll try and figure something out for tomorrow, and then we'll go from there. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if there's anything you want me to cover, anything you want me to stay away from. But a lot of pocket watching is what you can expect on this channel. And soon, hopefully as we grow, we'll start getting some content in with some of these movers and shakers as well, by doing interviews, day in the life content, things like that. So definitely like, subscribe as we keep growing, and I will catch you on the next one.